Hello, sir.
Yes. Good morning, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, I could hear you.
Good morning, Shoaib. Okay.
Good
Let's continue
morning.
our topic now, everyone. Wait. Okay, so let's focus on FTD topics today, everyone. What topic we will cover in our complete training. Rajneesh, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, before start topic discussion, everyone, let's talk about why we need Cisco Firepower Threat Defense, you can say, or Cisco Next Generation Firewall. Shoaib, Akbar, please turn off your mic. If you have any question, you can unmute. No problem. Thank you. Okay, so let's talk about why we need Cisco Firepower Threat Defense. Okay. So for example, in my organization, I have Cisco ASA Firewall. Remember Cisco ASA Firewall, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Cisco ASA Firewall. This firewall can filter traffic based on L3 and L4 information, right? So for example, this portion is a ISP portion, and this side is your DMZ network, you can say, or LAN side network. Let's talk about DMZ. Okay, here we have multiple servers, and these servers are publicly allowed for outside user. So in case if this outside user is trying to communicate with this inside server, for example, this FTP server, IP address is 192.168.10.10. So if I want to allow everyone, please help me. Ahmed, Akbar, Jatinder, Rajneesh, Shoaib, please help me. If I want to allow traffic from outside, okay, this machine IP address is 99.99.99.100. If I want to allow this 99.100 IP address to access this 192.168.10.10 machine for FTP service, what I can do?
We need a static NAT here.
NAT is for translation. One more thing, to allow your traffic, what we can do on Cisco ASA to allow our
ACL.
traffic,
ACL, yes.
ACL route,
Yes.
right?
Yes, sir.
To allow our traffic, we can create ACL rule here.
Yes, sir.
Access control list. So in ACL, what we can define? We can give a name, for example, access list. Then you can give ACL name, for example, outside, and permit TCP. Source is 99.99.99.100, and destination is 192.168.10.10 equal to port number 21, right, everyone?
Yes, sir.
I can write this ACL rule on Cisco ASA firewall, and yes, this outside machine can communicate with this FTP server. Okay, so this traffic is coming from untrusted network. This traffic is initiated from untrusted network, or this traffic is initiated from outside network. So it may be possible this traffic, maybe it is infected with malicious code or virus, maybe, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Because traffic is coming from untrusted network. So your ACL rule, everyone, access list rule, can only detect L3 information, can only check L3 information, L4 information, and can take action. But your ASA cannot detect any malicious activity. Okay, your ASA cannot detect any malicious activity. Maybe this complete connection is infected with malicious code. Maybe this complete connection is infected with virus or spyware attack. So only your Cisco ASA firewall cannot detect this malicious information. Clear my point, everyone?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes.
So what we can do here, okay, in my network, I have a Cisco ASA firewall only. So into this topology, Jatinder, what I can do, I can add Cisco IPS appliance, IPS, intrusion prevention system. Now Cisco has NG IPS, but let's talk about basic old story, you can say. Okay, so I can deploy IPS device here. IPS is what? IPS is a box. Okay, in IPS we have attack signature, you can say, application signature, you can say. So I can deploy IPS device here. If we talk about Cisco IPS, Cisco old device, okay, Cisco IPS device. So the series is what? 4200 series, Cisco IPS series. It's an old series, okay. So in IPS, what we have? We have attack signature. We have attack signature for IPS function. We have a Cisco IPS device. So we have attack signature. For example, we have 10,000 signatures, 20,000 attack signature here in IPS device. No problem. I can deploy here. I can deploy into this inline mode. So firewall can filter traffic based on L3 and L4 information. And to detect malicious information, we have a IPS device. IPS can detect malicious activity and can take action. So into this topology, I need to deploy 2 devices, right, everyone?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Into this topology, I need to deploy 2 separate boxes. Guys, if you talk about IPS feature, for IPS feature, see, firewall is what? It's a technology, right? Firewall is a technology. It's a common term, okay? For we have multiple vendors for firewall term, right? Right. For example, in Cisco, we have Cisco ASA, Cisco Firepower Threat Defense. In Palo Alto, we have Palo Alto Firewall. In Fortinet, we have Fortinet Firewall, Checkpoint Firewall. So firewall is a common term. Okay, so for firewall features, we have multiple vendor. Same for IPS feature, we have multiple vendor in the market. Like in firewall, if you talk about top firewall, so Palo Alto is a top firewall, right? Then we have Fortinet, Checkpoint, Cisco Firepower Threat Defense. But Palo Alto is on top, right? So for IPS feature, we have a top vendor. Top vendor company was SourceFire. Any idea about SourceFire, everyone?
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, there was company. Okay,
That's because
there was company is called was called SourceFire. Okay, it was this company. Owner is I think Martin, the person. Okay, so SourceFire company. Okay, they produce they develop IPS appliances, IPS devices, and these devices are very popular. This SourceFire company is very popular company. So for IPS feature. So Cisco acquired this SourceFire company and rebrand this device, or you can say Cisco add IPS feature and SourceFire feature and combined, and now Cisco has a device is called NG IPS. Cisco has a device is called NG IPS. So Cisco acquired this SourceFire company. Okay, it's add its own IPS signature, and in SourceFire device we have lots of signatures. For example, in SourceFire we have 40 to 50K signatures. That's why SourceFire device was popular. So Cisco acquired this company, and now Cisco has a appliance that's called NG IPS, or you can say Cisco Firepower. So what is Cisco Firepower only, and what is Cisco NG IPS? It's a NG IPS device, next generation intrusion prevention system. So here what I can do here, I'm not using IPS only. Here what I can do, I can deploy Cisco new device, Cisco new NG IPS. It's called Cisco Firepower here. In Cisco Firepower, what we have? In Cisco Firepower, we have signature, attack signature. We have a big database, you can say, for example, 1 lakh signature, 1.5 lakh signatures. So we have what? A big database in Cisco Firepower device. If I'm saying you Cisco Firepower, I'm talking about NG IPS only. And if I'm saying what? Firepower threat defense, so it's a Cisco next generation firewall. So this is the difference, everyone. Clear my point? Akbar, Ahmed, Jatinder, Rajneesh, Shoaib. Only Cisco Firepower is a NG IPS. Cisco Firepower threat defense, it's a Cisco next generation firewall. Clear my point? Everyone. So
Sorry,
what I
sir,
can
one
do,
Yes,
what
sir.
I can do, I can deploy Cisco Firepower appliance here. So we have a big database, we have a signature. So ASA can filter traffic based on L3 and L4 information. Then Firepower can detect malicious activity, can detect application, can detect user information. Okay, can detect spyware information, malware information, virus information, can detect application, URL information, malicious link information. This Firepower can detect. But here we have a problem. Into this topology, problem is what? We need to deploy two separate appliances. One ASA box for firewall feature and to detect malicious information, or to utilize next generation firewall feature, we need to deploy Firepower appliance. So we have two separate boxes. Akbar, Ahmed, Jatinder, Rajneesh, Shoaib. My point is we need
Yes,
two
sir.
separate boxes, ASA and Firepower. That is the issue. So now Cisco combined both the appliances. Cisco combined both the appliances, ASA plus Cisco Firepower feature in a single box. And this combination is called FTD. So what is FTD? It's a Cisco next generation firewall. It is a combination of Cisco ASA and Cisco Firepower. Akbar clear? Ahmed, Jatinder, Rajni, Shoaib.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Shoaib, any question?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Shoaib, clear for you?
Yeah, I'm just you said IPS, right? Do we add IDS also in the same signature, or it's
IPS and
separate?
IDS is a, it's a mode, you can say.
Okay.
You can use your IPS appliance in IDS mode, no problem. Okay, it's a
Okay.
mode. You can say Prometheus mode, it's called. So you can use as IDS mode or you can use as IPS, no problem. Like if you are monitoring your malicious information, so it means your device mode is IDS. If you are trying to block, your device mode is IPS mode. Clear my point?
So FTD is basically a physical device, not the logical.
Sorry?
FTD is physical box.
Yes, it's both. Okay, it's available in both. Okay, you can go with the physical appliance. You can go with physical FTD appliance, or you can go with VM firewall box like Palo Alto. Here we have FTD. If you have FTD only, it means physical appliance. If you have FTD with a small v, so it's a complete next generation firewall. But this firewall we can use in a virtualization scenario, in a cloud scenario, you can say. Jatinder, any question?
No, sir.
Rajneesh, Akbar,
Sir,
Ahmed.
what is signature?
What is signature?
You said 1K,
Signature is a
10K
database.
signature.
Signature is a database. How to create signature? This is not our task, Akbar. Okay. To create signatures, Cisco has engineers. Okay, they can create signatures. They can create attack signature. They can create application signature. You as a firewall administrator, you can download from Cisco. Okay.
It means that signature means which program contain malicious content like
You
this.
can say definition is different. Okay, if you talk about what is signature only, but my point is signature is a database. Okay, signature is a
Database to verify
database.
that.
Yes, it has, for example, application signature. If I'm telling you application signature, it means I'm talking about application database. Facebook signatures, Facebook application signature. Okay, for example, any for example, any virus attack signatures.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, virus attack
Depending-
signature, antivirus signatures, you can say. It's a database, Akbar. In a simple
Depending on
manner,
that,
you
it
can
will-
say
it will-
it's a database.
Depending on that, it will allow or deny, right?
Yes, we'll discuss. We'll discuss what
Okay.
what we can do. We'll discuss.
Okay. Okay.
But here we have a database.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if you talk about deployment method, if for example, if you have Cisco FTD, if you talk about deployment method, so you can go with standalone deployment. Standalone deployment. In standalone deployment, you can, for example, you have Cisco FTD appliance. You can deploy your Cisco FTD appliance. You can connect this appliance with WAN side network. You can connect with LAN side network. And here we have dedicated management port, MGMT, like Palo Alto, like FORTINET. So we can connect our management PC, MGMT PC. We can manage this complete FTD appliance from this management PC, and this kind of deployment you can say standalone. Ahmed, Akbar, Jatinder, Rajneesh, Shoaib.
It will be through GUI, right, sir?
It's a graphical.
Yes.
99% configuration you will configure through graphical. No CLI option.
Okay, sir.
But my point is what? If you are working with standalone device, so it's not like a Palo Alto and FORTINET. Ahmed, Jatinder, Rajneesh, remember Palo Alto,
Yes, sir.
FORTINET training, everyone? If
Yes,
I
sir.
have a Palo Alto appliance, I can do any kind of configuration, yes or no, Ahmed?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I can use, my point is I can use full feature of the firewall device. Shoaib, if I have Palo
Yes.
Alto, FORTINET, okay, Palo Alto, FORTINET, I can use full feature of the firewall device. Anything I can configure. Next generation firewall feature I can configure. High availability I can configure. But if you talk about checkpoint scenario and Cisco Firepower, so checkpoint scenario and Cisco Firepower scenario is same, you can say. In checkpoint, we have two type of deployment method. In checkpoint, what we have standalone and distributed deployment. Same in Cisco Firepower Threat Defense, we have standalone deployment, or you can go with the distributed deployment. In standalone deployment, you cannot utilize complete feature. You have a FTD appliance, but you cannot utilize full feature. Okay. What options are available? I will show you. In configuration, in lab, I will show you both deployment options, standalone and distributed deployment. I will show you both. Clear my point, everyone?
So what is the difference for limited feature using a standalone, like for
In a
differences,
standalone,
compare
see, the point is
differences?
in the standalone, we cannot use full feature. For example, show it, you want to configure high availability.
Oh, okay. Got it.
You cannot configure. Okay, if you have one more FTD appliance, you cannot configure.
But they cannot even talk to each other, or it's just a limited feature?
See, you will not get option in a standalone deployment. You
Oh, I
cannot
see.
get this
Okay.
option. If I
I see
want
what
to
you mean.
if I want to utilize complete next generation firewall feature,
Oh,
I will
see.
show you. I will show you both deployment option. Then you will get the idea. Okay. Right now, I'm telling you the story. In standalone deployment, you cannot utilize full feature. Jatinder, clear? Rajneesh, Akbar, Ahmed?
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You cannot utilize full features. If you want to utilize full feature, what you can do? You need one more device, like in checkpoint. Like in checkpoint, what we have in checkpoint, we have checkpoint management appliance. In checkpoint deployment, in checkpoint scenario, we need two devices. Checkpoint gateway, it's like a checkpoint firewall. And to manage multiple checkpoint firewall device, or to manage checkpoint firewall device, we need checkpoint management. So checkpoint management, in checkpoint scenario, here we need FMC appliance, a separate device, a separate box. Firepower management center, you can say.
So it's
Ahmed.
like in, yes, it's like in Palo Alto, we need panorama, and
No,
FortiGate,
no,
we
no,
need.
no, no, no. You cannot compare. No, no, no,
Mhm.
no. See, Ahmed, if you have a single firewall, single Palo Alto firewall, you can configure everything, right?
Yes.
Panorama, see, in Palo Alto, if we have panorama, so we can manage multiple firewall, multiple Palo Alto firewall, okay,
Mhm.
from centralized location, right?
Yes.
Here, FMC, yes, FMC we can use for centralized management. We can use FMC to manage multiple FTD applies, but the point is, this is not only for centralized management, Ahmed, okay? You cannot say it's a panorama device, no.
No, I mean FMC like panorama and FortiManager.
See,
I
yes,
mean, it's
you
like.
can say, okay, but if you talk about deployment, if you have a single FTD appliance, you cannot utilize full features. But if you have Fortinet, Palo Alto, you can configure everything, right?
Yes, yes. I mean,
But
if
here in checkpoint, in Cisco Firepower threat defense, we need FMC for two tasks. We need FMC for two tasks. First, yes, you are right, for centralized management. If you want to manage multiple FTD appliance, you need centralized management device. It's called Cisco Firepower Management Center. And second option is what? If I want to utilize full feature of the FTD appliance, I need FMC. So clear? We have two type of deployment methods. Akbar,
Yes.
Soeb, Rajneesh, Jatinder. First distributed, first standalone, and second option we have, this is called what? Distributed deployment. Soeb, clear for you? Shoaib, any
Yes,
question?
sir. Yes. Yeah, no, I'm good. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Now, here, for example, let's discuss basic option here. See, for example, here I have a small topology. I have one FTD appliance. This is what? One FTD appliance and one management PC. What options are available? I will show you with practical, okay? With practical. See, this is firepower device. I have a simple topology for basic discussion. One firepower appliance, firepower threat defense, and one management PC. Okay, let's take a console for this firepower threat defense. We can take a console. Default username for firepower threat defense is admin. Default username is admin and password is capital ADMIN@123. Default username and password in Cisco Firepower threat defense. Let's try to log in. This is console page, everyone, okay? And we are working with OS version 7.0. So login, password capital ADMIN123. Once you log in, you are getting a message. Please press enter to display EULA, end user license agreement. You can press enter, you can press Q, you can press enter now. Now you can set password. This is, you can say, initial configuration. Once you log in, you need to complete your initial configuration. So we can enter password. So we need to change password. Capital PASS@123, capital PASS@123. Now here we are getting a message. Do you want to configure IPv4? So this IP address configuration is on management port, Jatinder. This IP address configuration is for what? Management IP address configuration. So do you want to configure IPv4? Yes or no? By default, yes option is selected. See, yes. So yes, I want to configure. So you can press enter. Do you want to configure IP version 6? No, I don't want to configure IP version 6 right now. Configure IPv4 manual. Yes, manual. And this is default IP address. Okay, everyone, this is default IP address onto this management port 192.168.45.45. So here 199 I'm using, 199.100 I'm using. Mask 255.255.255.0. You can set gateway, for example, 199, 199, 199, 254. Press enter. And now you can set host name FTD1, for example. So into this topology, I'm using 199 IP address. Now we are getting a message. Manage the device locally. So we have two options. You want to manage this device locally or you want to manage through FMC. So right now we have a simple topology. Standalone deployment, you can say, everyone. Okay, I want to manage this FTD appliance locally. I don't have any FMC right now. Ahmed, Akbar, Jatinder, Rajneesh, Shoaib.
Yes, sir. So locally means standalone.
Standalone deployment.
Okay.
So here you can decide. So I don't have any FMC right now. So yes, I want to manage this firepower locally. So you can type yes. You can press enter. Now we can talk about firewall mode. Default mode is a L3 mode, or you can say rooted mode firewall. Now we are in Cisco Firepower Threat Defense. See, I told you, it's a combination of Cisco ASA and Cisco NG-IPS, or you can say Cisco Firepower. So this is Cisco ASA. You can use Cisco ASA command here. For example, remember show interface IP brief command, everyone. We can use this command to verify interface information. You can type show firewall command. Show firewall. See, firewall mode is a rooted mode firewall device. Now, if you verify here onto this management port, remember our configuration, we are using 199.199.199.100. But here we can't get management IP address. See, for management IP address, you can use a command here, show network command. If you want to verify management IP, so command syntax is show network. You can see, everyone, we are using 199.199.199.100 IP address, mask, and gateway. Now what I'm doing, I'm trying to verify my connectivity from this management PC. Simple topology, one Cisco FTD appliance and one management PC. Okay, let's verify IP address onto this management PC. IP config 199.199.199.15 I'm using. I can verify my connectivity with management IP address. I'm using 100. We are getting reply. If we are getting reply, so you can open any browser, for example. You can type here. You can type here 199.199.199.100. One 199.199.199.100. Click on advanced, click on proceed. And this is graphical page. This is on box manager. This is called what? On box manager, everyone. Ahmed, Akbar, Jatinder, Rajneesh, Shoaib. On box manager. It's called Firepower Device Manager. We are not managing right now this FTD appliance through FMC. This is on box manager. It's called FDM, Firepower Device Manager. So you can log in with username and password. We are using now password is changed, capital PASS@123. Once you log in, you need to complete device setup here, everyone. You need to complete, once you log in, you need to complete your basic device setup, or you can say initial configuration. So you need to complete 3 steps: configure internet connection, configure time setting, and you can go for smart license registration. This is Cisco FTD appliance. And by default, everyone, by default, 0/0 interface is for ISP by default. But you can use any data interface for WAN, for LAN, for DMZ. You can decide, no problem. But by default behavior is what? 0/0 interface is for ISP connection, and 0/1 interface for inside network. Other interfaces you can use for DMZ1 or DMZ2. So now you can see here we have an option. We have some rule here, some default action. We are not changing anything. Let's go with the default option right now. We're not changing anything. You can see outside interface address by default 0/0 is for outside by default, but you can use, I told you, you can use any interface as a outside interface, ISP interface. So 0/0 is outside, for example. So you want to configure IP address onto this 0/0 through DSCP, or you want to configure through manual option, you can decide. You can click here, you can decide. So we have a simple topology. We don't have any LAN or WAN network. So right now, let's go with the DSCP option. Now IP version 6 you want to configure. Right now it's off. If you want to configure, you can on. I don't want to configure right now. You can just click on next. Please wait, this will take time. So it's checking what? It's checking ISP connection. We don't have any ISP connection, but you can click on next. Do you have any question? Rajneesh, Jatinder, Akbar, Ahmed?
Sir, in management interface, so which service are enable?
For management.
Yes.
Management by default, see, this management we are accessing right now through management. This is we have a separate port for management.
Which services are enabled? Which SSH is enabled?
Okay, by default. Okay, you are talking about services, right?
Yes, services. Yes.
By default, HTTPS and SSH service is enabled.
Okay.
SSH and HTTPS.
Okay.
I can show you services, Ahmed. Okay.
Okay.
Once I will log in, I will show you. Now you can go for, see, here we are getting some error message. Okay, because right now we don't have any internet connection, so no issue. Now you can go for next step, configure time setting. In case in your network, if you have any NTP server, you can decide. You can decide your user-defined NTP server. You can provide NTP server IP address. By default, we have some default NTP server entry here. So we can go with default server entry. Time zone you can select. For example, I'm using UTC 5:30. Wait, ACR Kolkata. Wait. You can select your time zone. You can click on next. Okay, so here we are working in a testing scenario. Akbar, can you hear me? Jatinder,
Yes,
Ahmed, Ratish, Shoaib.
Yes, sir.
We are getting 2 options.
Yes.
Shoaib, any question? See, here we
good.
are getting 2 options. Okay, you can go with evaluation period, or you can say trial period. In case in a real scenario, if you guys have a registration key, if you have license, so you can select this option. Into this testing scenario, what you can do, you can go with trial option and see this image is valid for 90 days. So you can do practice. You can 90 days is available. Okay, you can do all your practicals, no problem. So now I can select my device. So I have a 4-core and 8 GB RAM into this firewall device. You can just click on finish. So I'm going with trial option. Okay, so this is graphical page, everyone. Akbar, so this is graphical page. You can see, guys, here we have multiple options. Monitoring tab, policy tab, object option. So Cisco Firepower Threat Defense, it's the object-oriented firewall. We can create objects here, and these objects we can use in our configuration. So object you can configure to allow your traffic. You can configure your policy, monitor tab to monitor your traffic. Okay, if traffic is traveling through the firewall device, if someone will hit on any policy, if routing packet loss, if you want to verify all type of logs, you can go into the monitoring option. Okay, device host name is FTD1. We are working with Firepower KVM series. It's called FTD-V series model. OS version, we are using 7.0.0. Now here you can verify other information, interfaces, routing option. If you want to update your database, you can go with update option. Smart license, right now we have trial license for 90 days. So we can do our testing. Backup and restore option, troubleshooting option, site-to-site VPN you can configure, remote site you cannot configure here through standalone deployment. Let's go with the interface configuration first. For example, I want to configure interfaces graphically. So you can click on view all interface. And we have these data interfaces, everyone, 0/0, 0/1, 0/2, 0/3. We have 4 data interfaces. If you want to configure any interface here, for example, 0/1 I'm using for LAN network. So you can edit this interface. You can edit this interface. See, here is the option. 0/0 edit. You can click. Here we have a default name onto this interface. If you want to change, you can change. Default name is inside, but you can change. For example, this is a LAN interface, you can say. So you can change name here. You can configure IP address onto this interface, IPv4 address. Static option is available. See, static, DSCP or PPOE, point-to-point protocol over Ethernet, or DSCP option or static option. For example, I want to configure static IP. So let's configure 200.200.200.1. Mask you can configure. By default, DSCP service is enabled onto this particular port, onto this Ethernet, gigabit Ethernet 0/0, 0/1 interface. If you don't want to use DSCP, so you can delete. Okay. Now you can click on OK. Okay, can anyone help me? Ahmed, Akbar, Jatinder, Rajneesh, Shoaib. In Cisco ASA, if I want to save my configuration, if I want to live my configuration in Cisco ASA, what you can do? WR, right?
Yes, WR, yes.
In Palo Alto, can anyone help me?
Commit.
Commit option, thank you. In Cisco, in Fortinet.
Nothing. If we just make any change,
Nothing
it
else,
will
yes.
automatically save.
Yes.
If you click on OK in Fortinet, if you configure anything, if you click on OK, configuration is live, right?
Yes. Yes.
In checkpoint,
Yes.
in checkpoint,
Checkpoint.
if you want to save your configuration, command is save config, right?
Yes.
But see, here we have Cisco Firepower thread defense. Whenever you change anything, you need to push this configuration. See, it is option. It is option deploy. Whenever you change anything, you need to push this configuration. Right now, this configuration is available onto this graphical page. This configuration is not available here. If you verify, show interface IP brief information, you can see everyone. We don't have any IP address on 0/1 interface. We have a default IP. But as per our task, we are using 200.200.200.1.
Static.
Okay, so you need to push this configuration. You can say you need to deploy this configuration to Cisco FTD. So you can click on deploy. Before deploy this configuration, you can verify. You can verify your changes. Your deployment history, you can verify. See, so DSCP option is delete, right? It's delete. And yes, on interface, we change our IP address 45.1 to 200.200.200.1. Let's click on deploy it now. This will take time. Wait. This will take time. Can we take a break for 10 minutes, everyone?
Yes,
Sure, sir.
Sure, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Let's continue our topic at 10:25. Okay, please turn off your mic.
Okay.
Okay, everyone, can you hear me? Ahmed, Akbar, Jatinder, Rajneesh, Shoaib.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now let's verify our IP address configuration. Okay, on CLI option, on CLI command. Show interface IP brief, you can type. You can see guys 200.200.200.1 IP address we are here. See. So you can configure any interface as per your requirement. Let's go on device dashboard again. So for interface configuration, you can go with this option. For routing configuration like static, default, dynamic routing, you can click on view configuration. So you can see we can configure static or default routing. BGP option is available, OSPF, AIGRP. We can configure these routing protocol option. For example, static routing entry, you can click on create static route. Syntax is same. It's asking for exit interface, network information, and next hop IP, or you can say gateway. For example, I'm creating a static route entry. For example, LAN to WAN. Exit interface is 0/1 interface, you can say. Network. So for network, if you have destination information, so you can create object here. See, here is the option, create new network object. You can create your object information. If you have destination information, then see, you can create network entry. For example, outside, just a name, okay, outside network. So outside network is 192.168.50.0 network /24. You can click on OK. So you can create your object outside network. You can attach. This is destination information, next hop IP. So for gateway, you can create network object or gateway object. You can click on create a new object. You can give a name, for example, ISP gateway 1. Gateway is 10.1.34.1. Click on OK. You can attach your gateway information here. You can click on OK. I told you whenever you configure anything, you can push your configuration. You can deploy your configuration. You can verify now. See, let's go on to the CLI option and we can verify. We can try to verify routing table information. We can verify with show route command. So we have only directly connected interface information, 200 network. So please wait, this will take time. This deployment will take time.
Because we are running on a virtual machine, that's right. If it is real device, it would accept very fast, right?
No. Whenever you
Okay.
configure anything, you need to deploy your configuration. It will take time. Akbar.
Okay.
If you are working on Palo Alto, it will take time. If you're working on Checkpoint, it will take time. It will take some time to push your configuration. Okay. Deployment process will take time. Okay, now, so you can, let's go on to the dashboard again. So now let's talk about these options. Soeb, Rajesh, Jatinder, Ahmed, Akbar, any question, everyone?
No, sir.
Right now, I'm not talking about update because these options will discuss through FMC, backup and restore. You can go with FMC option. Side-to-side VPN will configure through FMC. Everything will configure FMC, okay? But yes, we can do a basic lab like LAN network, WAN network through standalone deployment. I can show you, but most of the configuration, or you can say 90% configuration will configure through FMC appliance. We can configure through FMC. But right now we have a local deployment, you can say standalone deployment. Let's talk about some other options. So you can go with system setting. You can go with system setting. Okay, for example, management access, you can click on management access, management interface. If you want to configure IP address, if you want to change IP address, or in case if you want to change or add any services, Ahmed, you can see HTTPS
Yes, sir.
and SSH service is enabled. Okay, by
Okay.
default,
Okay.
only these services are enabled. You can click on, for example, if you want to delete this SSH, no, I don't want to use SSH. You can delete this option. You can push this deployment. You can click on plus sign. You can define trusted host information. For example, only specific machine, specific network, so you can access this Cisco Firepower threat defense. Okay, you can define, for example, I have a specific IP address. It's called management-PC1. Host IP address is 199.199.199.85. Only this specific host can access this Cisco FTD appliance, so I can attach management PC information for HTTPS service. You can click on OK. Let's delete this default option. Okay, let's deploy this configuration, push this configuration. So now as per our configuration, now only 85. Okay, 85 can access this FTD appliance through HTTPS service. Let's verify IP address here. ipconfig. We are using 199.199.199.15. Let's verify
Yes.
our connectivity again. Let's verify our connectivity again. Wait. Now, deployment complete. Okay, if you close this, for example, if you close this, and if I'm trying to access again, this 199.199.199.100 IP address. Remember, everyone, our configuration, only 85 IP address can access this Cisco FTD appliance. And we are using what? We are using 15. See, we cannot. See,
Yes.
we cannot access.
You need to change it. Change IP
See?
address.
We can change our IP address. Yes, we can change. See, ncpa.cpl. Let's change IP address here. Properties, Internet Protocol, TCP/IP version 4 properties, IP address as per our
85.
configuration. 85 can access. You can change your IP address. Let's verify IP address again. 85. We can refresh this page. We can access. Username admin. Okay. Now you can go for log setting option. Log setting like syslog. Syslog server you can configure. Syslog server you can configure. We will configure syslog SNMP but through FMC. But these options are available. Okay, I'm trying to show you. Shoaib, Rajneesh, Jatinder, Akbar, Ahmed. I'm trying to show you everyone.
Yes.
Here we have limited option. My point is what? Here we have limited options. Okay, we cannot configure high availability. See, option is not available. See, high availability you cannot configure.
Also remote access VPN also.
Remote access VPN and some other options. See,
Yes.
for example, if you click on policy, you can see, guys, here we have a default rule. Jatinder, Shoaib, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Shoaib.
Yes, sir.
Here we have a default rule. And see, by default, NAT is enabled. Okay, so which NAT option? Okay, we are using here into this FTD appliance, Akbar. I'm not talking about right now. What is auto NAT? What is manual NAT? This is I'm not talking about right now. We'll discuss later, okay, about auto NAT, manual NAT concept. But you can
Okay.
see by default NAT is enabled. Access control rule is available by default. What is security intelligence? See, this option is not visible. We cannot configure security intelligence.
Mhm.
We cannot configure identity policy. We cannot configure SSL decryption. No. You can say this is limitation.
Mm.
These are what? These are next generation firewall features. If you want to configure, you need FMC. Okay, let's focus on here. So my point is what? Access control. Access control list. Yes, Shoaib, any question?
Yeah, can you click on the routing?
Routing.
I was not seeing, yeah, I'm not seeing the option for ISIS routing.
ISIS you cannot configure.
Oh, okay.
ISIS option is not available. No. Yes, it's not available. Okay.
So not even FMC?
In FMC you can get ISIS. Yes. In FMC you can get.
Thank you.
We'll check. Okay, we'll check.
You got it.
Yes, we can check. But OSPF, BGP, okay, and static routing option is available in through FMC. Okay. For ISIS we can check. Now, so here we have default access policy rule, everyone. This is default rule, and as per this rule, if you click on, if you edit this rule here, if you click here, by default, see here we have a rule. It's called inside underscore outside underscore rule. Akbar. Here we have a default rule, and as per this rule, what we have source and destination information, application tab, URL, users, intrusion policy, file policy, logging options is available. In source and destination, everyone, in source and destination, you can define your source information and destination information. Cisco Firepower Threat Defense, it's a zone-based firewall, everyone. This firewall is not working on a concept is called a security level. Remember Cisco ASA?
Yes, yes.
Cisco ASA works with
sir.
security level, but
Security
Cisco
level, yes.
FTD, Palo Alto, and Checkpoint, these are called zone-based firewall. So here we can create zone. Okay, and we can assign our interfaces to their respective zone. For example, we can go with LAN zone, WAN zone, DMZ. So we can create zone here. And to allow our traffic from one zone to another zone, we can create access rule. Okay, we can create access policy rule. So you can define your source information. See, source information. Source is what? Like here we have a predefined zone. Here we have two predefined zone. Let me show you. Here we have two predefined zone. If you click on object and if you click on security zone, we have two predefined zone. It's called inside underscore zone, outside underscore zone. By default, predefined. Okay, into this standalone deployment. If you want to create your own zone, like a DMZ zone, DMZ1, DMZ2, you can decide. You can give a name. You can select your interface. You can select your interface. But here we have two predefined security zone, inside underscore zone, outside underscore zone. Okay, let's go into the policy again. So if you click on edit, option, so you can define your source information. By default, we have this rule. Into this rule, source zone is inside zone, network, source network or source address is any, source port number any, SGT group is related with ICE concept, identity service engine. I'm not talking about this, but you can see any network, any source network, any source port number, destination zone is outside zone, any destination IP, any destination port number, you can match. Then you can match what? Application. Right now, by default, any option is enabled. Any option is enabled. And if you click on plus sign, you can attach your application. These are application signatures, everyone. These are application signatures. We'll discuss, okay? We have a topic. Okay, application ID, we have a separate topic. But right now, you can, I'm telling you, you can go with any application. Default option is any application. Default URL is any URL or any URL category. Users, if you click on user, so this feature is not enabled in standalone deployment. You need FMC. For users, we need identity policy concept. You can configure identity policy through FMC. Now, intrusion policy, you can create intrusion policy. Again, intrusion policy for intrusion policy, you need FMC appliance. File policy, just like a file filter or file blocking profile, you need FMC. You can go with log option. So if someone will hit onto this policy rule, by default, as per this rule, action is what? Trust. It means traffic is allowed. So here we have a default rule. As per this default rule, traffic is allowed in standalone deployment. Clear my point, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
By
Yes.
default, traffic is allowed by default. By default. And you can go for log information, logging. You can go with beginning and end of connection, or at end of connection, I want log, no connection log required right now. So you can decide. So you can see here we have a default policy. If you want to change anything, for example, in my LAN network, I have a subnet. So you can click on network. You can create, for example, I'm creating this rule for a specific range of IP address. So we can create a range object here. For example, marketing-team1. You can provide IP address information 200, 200, 255 to 200, 200, 265. I have 10 IP address range. I can create a range object. Okay, wait. Marketing team. This object I can attach into my policy. So you can modify your policy. Default action is allow. Now here we have a default action for REST traffic. It's the same like a ACL. Okay, everyone. Same like a firewall policy in FORTINET. Same we have in PALO ALTO. It's called security policy. If traffic will hit onto the firewall device, firewall will check traffic information into the policy and it will check from top to bottom. Remember ACL concept, everyone? Firewall will check traffic information from top to bottom, and
Yes.
first it will check traffic information here. If it is not match, it will go and check into this default action, and default action for all traffic is block. Okay, everyone. Let's continue this topic on next weekend, everyone. Okay, guys.
Okay, sir, I
Okay,
have
sir.
a question. There is a two mode. There is a routed mode and passive mode. What is
I
passive
will
mode?
tell you, Ahmed. I will tell you. No
Oh,
problem.
okay.
It's an interface related task. Okay.
Okay.
Here we can discuss also span mode. Yes, span mode on interface configuration.
Okay.
Okay. No problem.
Okay.
Oh, one more quick question, sir. How do
Yes.
you access the name?
I will share public IP, username and password. I told you. I will share today. Okay, no problem.
I thank you, sir.
Yes. Okay, everyone. Let's continue our topic on next weekend. Bye, guys. Take care. Good night, everyone.
Okay, sir. Bye. Good night.
Bye,
Bye,
everyone.
bye,
Bye,
everyone.
everyone.
Good night, sir. Good night.